Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play series of Arthenex Plays Big Pharma. This is a puzzle tycoon management simulator mashup sort of game where you mash up different ingredients, mix them up, package them, ship them back out, and make money. It's really almost more of a logistics business simulator with a few management elements and puzzle elements thrown in. It looks kind of interesting. It's not really right up my alley in terms of the games that I usually play, but it's kind of slow right now in the gaming world. I don't know if you guys have noticed. There's all kinds of awesome, exciting new games on the horizon, but there's not much that's come out right now. I had considered doing some playthroughs of some older games, and in fact, there's one that's kind of in the pipeline that I'm working on that you'll probably be seeing in a little while when my other some of my other current series wrap up. But in the meantime, I thought I would do a series on Big Pharma. It's probably going to be a shorter series, not a whole lot of episodes, but you guys might enjoy seeing me play through some of these scenarios. I have not. I know this game has been out in beta for quite a while now, at least a few months. I have not played any of that. I played through a couple of the tutorials, but I have not played through any of the actual scenarios. I'm not sure how many I'll actually play through on camera. We will check it out and see how much I actually like the game and how much fun it is. But yeah, it should be fun. So I have a pretty good idea about the basics of the game, which I'll explain as you go. You know, it's a puzzle game. The elements of the game are actually pretty simple, in my opinion. Of course, the complicated thing is getting them all together so that you actually make money. So we're going to go ahead and start up a new game. We'll go ahead and do one of these challenges. Why don't we start with the first... why don't we start with the first beginner one? It's a pretty basic one. Earn a total revenue of $1 million within 10 years. So we will be Arthenex Labs Incorporated, and I kind of like that guy. Yeah, all right. This guy's going to be our chief executive officer. You don't want to mess with him. All right, so here's our total revenue of $1 million. Here's our starting thing. Now, from what I understand, your building spaces, the ingredients, and everything is procedurally generated every time you play a scenario. So don't expect to. And the game's actually running as I'm talking, so let me pause it really quickly. Don't actually expect to see the same things exactly if you load up this game and try it. Everything that you have will be different. So we're going to start by taking a look at our ingredients tab here. So we have 2 currently available ingredients. These are things that we can import from various places around the world and mix up in our labs. And they have various different abilities. They've got the ones that are highlighted in green here, or that have green boxes, are positive effects. In this case, removes warts. And the ones that are highlighted in red, the negative, are side effects, negative side effects that reduce. So the positive ones obviously increase the value, and the negative ones reduce the value. So we've got 2 different ingredients here. Both of them have a positive effect and a negative side effect. And these scales here represent the concentration of the component. So up here at the top, you can see that when we import this stuff, sticky acifolia spray, looks like it's a bunch of eggs. It comes in at concentration 10. Now the positive effect, remove warts, has is active within concentrations 11 to 16. So if we import this, it won't do anything until we increase the concentration. Well, actually, it will do something. It will induce nausea, but it won't do anything beneficial unless we increase the concentration, and and then it will start removing warts, and we can ship it back out. Over here, we can see, when we hover over it, we can see the upgrade path for this drug. So every drug has something that it does kind of right away, and then as you can upgrade the drug to do different things. So I could take this, or the ingredient, I guess I should say. So I could take this sticky acidifolia spray and import it and increase its concentration and ship it back out as a wart remover. I could also take it and upgrade it with an upgrade. So you see the prerequisites there. I'd have to upgrade its concentration up to 13. So higher than I need to remove warts, and then run it through an ionizer, and it will turn into female contraceptive. Now I can't see the details on that on this screen, but if I go over here, now down here I can see, oh, it's this one. Here's female contraceptive. Its active range is 1 to 6. So I have to get it up to 13, run it through the ionizer, which will reduce its concentration back down to 12, and then dilute it several more times to get it down to a concentration of 6 before I actually get this cure, this drug. But you notice this one, interesting. Remove warts comes under sexual health, huh? I'm not going to comment on that, aside from that chuckle. Anyway, you'll notice that this cure is worth significantly more than this one. This one's worth $117. This one's worth $241. But it's going to cost us a bunch more, because every time we increase or decrease its concentration or run it through one of these upgrade machines, we spend money. So will it be more profitable than the wart remover cure? That's kind of debatable. The percentage over here you can see is the current demand for this drug. So right now there's a lot of demand for a wart remover, but not quite so much for a female contraceptive. All right, so taking a look back at our other drug that we have, reformed acidifolia air, we can see that it treats diabetes, and its side effect, increases blood pressure, is in a totally different range than interesting. That one is marked as cannot remove, and I cannot remove that. I guess apparently you can remove side effects from things, possibly with some of the other machines. I think in theory there's that shaker thing which moves things down a notch, but I guess if they're in the bottom slot, there's nothing that you can do. Maybe if you use the mixer you could override it. I was thinking that might be a possibility. I might have to try that out in one of these scenarios. The mixer might not be in this scenario, though. Anyway, so, but what we do notice is that the increases blood pressure is active in a different range than it treats diabetes. So if we make this, it will treat diabetes without this side effect, which is pretty nice. But it treats so this is kind of a cost-benefit analysis. This is going to be a better drug, because it will have an effect and no side effect, but its base price is about 10% less. So this would have to be like 2 categories higher of effectiveness than this drug in order for it to actually be more cost effective to produce, especially since it's going to cost us the same amount to activate both of the active effects. And we also see over here, this is the cost for us to import this drug. They have the same cost, but this one's worth a little bit more. So we're probably going to want to start making this one, even though this one is a more effective drug. Just taking a quick look over here. On the other hand, the upgrade for this is worth considerably more. Cures hypertension, $266. One thing to keep in mind is that if we focus on a particular ingredient, we can increase our profit margins easier by upgrading that ingredient. So it might make sense. Let's see, how hard is it going to be to upgrade this? We got to get it up to 10 to 12. So it comes in at a 6. So we got to get it up to 10, run it through the ionizer, which will dilute it, and then bump it back up to 11. And when it's in 11, will its side effect be active? 6 to 14. Yes, it will. after range 11 to 15. So its side effect will still be active. That is a very, very juicy amount of money, though. So I might go for this. Which means I'm probably going to want to do the diabetes cure, even though it's worth a little bit less right at the start. So I think we're going to do that. So here we have, in our opening one, we have 4 slots, which is actually quite a lot. So if we want to do a diabetes cure, we're going to need an ionizer. We don't start with the ionizer. We start with just the dissolver, the evaporator, and the pill printer. So in order to get the ionizer, we're going to have to start by hiring a scientist. You can see we need 1 scientist. It's going to take us 3 months to research that. It's going to cost us $3,000. So we're going to hire a scientist, and we are going to assign him to start researching our ionizer. In the ingredients, we can hire explorers, and let's go ahead and start working on upgrading this. Yeah. So we're going to hire an explorer, since we're going to focus on this ingredient at the start of this game. And if we leave him unassigned, he will start generating some upgrade points for us that we can use to we can use the upgrade points to reduce the cost of the ingredients that we are importing. Okay, so the next step is actually to build a production line with this stuff for these ingredients. So we are going to, let's see, let's take a quick look. What's our production line going to need to do? It's going to need to import acidifolia, reduce the concentration by 1, and send it back out. This is the right drug, right? Treats diabetes. And then, yeah. Oh, this is interesting. This actually cures hyperthyroidism, sorry, on hypertension. Well, that means that if I click down here, number of people who require this cure, so that means there might be a limited number of well, of course, depending on the effectiveness of the drug, some people might have to take it more than once. All right, so we're going to start off by importing this. And then our production line is going to be really simple. So we are going to we need a dissolver. And we can do something like that. And then we need a couple of pill printers, because we can't just sell the actual raw drug. We have to, let's see. Maybe I'll move it back 1 like that. And then move that one in there. And then because the dissolver, if you look at the rate, process time 1, process time 2, dissolver works twice as fast as the pill printers. That's why we have 2 pill printers for every 1 dissolver. Okay. I want that to go like that. I want that to go like that. Okay, and then if we unpause, and we can see our product moving in here. Moving over to the dissolver, getting dissolved, costing us 10. And if we look over here, we can see this is what the dissolver is doing. It's activating the treats diabetes effect. As you can see, this shifting over to the left one. And then down here, our pill printers are turning it into pool.
Required.
Now we have to name our product. This is, We're going to call this blood sugar magic. It's our diabetes pill. All right, and in a little while after we make a few of those, we'll get some statistics on it. Now, the next question is, should we build a line for the other one? And to start off with, well, it probably is. Probably is worth doing. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2,000. Well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2,000 bucks on this slot, and we'll save this room over here for kind of our bigger production line when we need one. And then we're going to go to ingredients. So for this, we need to import it, increase its concentration by 1, and then export it. So that should be pretty cheap to do.
A competitor has released a new product.
All right, I'll deal with that in a second. So let's import the sticky acidifolia spray. Now we need a evaporator. Increase its concentration. Set it up like that. Actually, set it up like this. And then we need 2 more pill printers, which we can do that. And we have a very tight focused line. All right, now let's take a look at our competitors. Oh, he released a wart catcher as well. So so we can take a quick look at our, pause the game real quickly while I look at this. So here we have 40. So this treats diabetes. It has no negative side effect. We've administered 41 copies of the cure, and it's worked 32 times. So that's has a 75% success rate. That means it's a C+. So far, it's a C+ cure. If it continues, it might improve even further than that, depending on how it's like the rating is kind of how favorably people react to it. So everything starts at a C, I think, and then as it's been on the market for longer and longer, people kind of determine how effective it is, and that in turn gives you its rating. So far its rating has moved up 1 step to C+. That increases its value by 5%. Here we can see how many we're selling per month, the current value, and the current profit after we deduct the import costs and the processing costs. So you notice that we're making 128 from this. Now the cure itself, if we go back to our Cures tab, and you click on the right thing, you notice the cure itself was only worth 102 bucks, but we make a little bit more from our pill printers. Our pill printers have a process cost of 20 bucks, but they add 20 bucks to the value of the product. So they're a net wash, but that's why they were making a little bit more than the cure is worth kind of on its own. So he introduced a wart reliever. We go to the company tab. We click over here. It's removes wart, increases nausea. So he's using the same ingredient that we are. And he's probably has exactly the same pill. Excalibur Flaky Wart Catcher. Interesting. All right, that makes me kind of regret opening up this line a little bit.
Product name required. All
right, so we obviously... Arthenex Wart Crusher. All right, that's actually a pretty good name. I like that. So we'll actually see who has the better pill here. If we want to outcompete him... okay, so here we can see we got an upgrade point. And we are going to spend that on this. And because as soon as we finish researching the ionizer, which we're currently at 70%. We're going to open up another production line for that other pill that uses that. So maybe we'll go ahead and upgrade it twice, and then we'll send our explorer out to find some new ingredients. So let's see. We could increase the speed, but I think we're about to get that research. 78%. Well, let's go ahead and increase the speed. 82, 83, 84. You know, probably would be more efficient for me to make. Might be more efficient for me to make more than one copy of these lines. Although that would drive down. Yeah, you can see. I could actually
Research complete.
Easily make more than one copy of this cure. But I'm thinking, since we finished that research, let's pause the game really quickly. Let's go ahead and make our new production line. We spent about half of our starting money, so it might be good that we saved it, because this production line is going to cost us a bunch of money to set up. Okay, so what exactly do we need to do here? We need to get the concentration up to 10. So it starts at 6. So we have to increase it 4. Wait. This is the right. No, this is the right one. So we have to increase it 4 times and run it through an ionizer. And then this is active in a 11 to 15. So we're going to need to increase this concentration a ton. So it's a good thing we left ourselves a lot of space. So we're going to go over to our production tab. Let's go ahead and import it here. And then let's see, we are going to need a bunch of evaporators. I'm going to leave space over there for the exit of this. That's obviously not going to work. So I guess we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need the ionizer. I think that'll be enough space. So the ionizer is going to reduce its concentration by 3. So that, and it's also going to upgrade it. So that means it's going to be back down to 7, and we need to get it up to 11. So then we need to increase its concentration 4 more times. So we need 4 more evaporators. So we can do like, yeah, 1. Yeah, I think we're still okay there. 2. 3. 4. And then a couple of pill printers. You know, 1, 2. And then we just need to...
Invalid position.
Oops.
Invalid position.
I made that belt a little bit more complicated than it had to be. Like that. 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 And like that. Alright. And that should work, but we'll see. There's only one way to find out, and that is to unpause the game. See what it does. So how much money are we spending on production here? It's $10 for each of those. So 10, 20, 30. Oh, research. You know, you can just go ahead and work on upgrade points. So I think I need to upgrade my evaporators. No, actually, go ahead and work on that. So we got one upgrade point for that. But we need 2, I think, to upgrade this again. So we'll hold off on that for now. In the meantime, is this working? Is this activating the second ID? Yeah, it is. So it's moving it down, and it's switching it over to cures hyperthyroidism. At least I think it is. Treats diabetes, I should say. Okay. And here, it's increased. From treats, yep, it activated cures hyperthyroidism. And here, there it is, it's active. So down here, we can see the final product is curing hyperthyroidism and still increasing blood pressure. But we're getting the value of this cure. Raw material costs, processing costs. So it's making us a profit of $119, whereas this one is making it a profit of $71. And this one is 72. So this one is a much longer, more complicated route.
Product name required.
But it's making us more money. Hyperthyroidism release. We're going to call this... that's too long. We're going to call this... thyroid... thyroid... think of a word that starts with a TH. Thyroid. I'll just call it thyroid thinner. Thyroid. I have no idea if that actually represents curing hyperthyroidism, but okay. So we got 2 production lines up and running. You know, these production lines are really small. Let's take a look at right. Let's take a look at our cures tab, and let's take a look at the market here. Actually, let's look at our company. So, wow. That's him. His cure is a D-. That's pretty terrible. And my cure is also a D-. So, I'm actually not making very much money on the wart remover. And he's making some. But another set of the treats diabetes would probably be pretty valuable, and we'll have to see where this one winds up. Yeah, we'll have to see where this one winds up if we want to do another one of that one. But this cure is really good. So let's go back to ingredients. Now we have 2 upgrade points here. So let's upgrade this again, and then we were going to send you, let's see, we can do any one of these, huh? Let's pause it. Provide an ingredient with applications of liver medication, relaxants, pain, lungs. Need desert expeditions to unlock those. An infection. Well, if we go to the cures, what has the most value right now? We can only see the first tier in each one, but it looks like relaxants, antihistamine, has the most value right now, followed by digestion. So go to ingredients. Infection, pain, lungs. So relaxants. This is the one. So it takes us. Oh, I see. So these are more expensive than explorers, but we want relaxants, and we have one explorer. So let's send you over here because that, at least the first tier of that drug, looks like it has a lot of value right now. In the meantime, I'm going to, let's see, how's our research coming? 75%. I want to get an analyzer up, and I'm going to need 2 scientists for that. So when that finishes, I think I'll hire another scientist, and we'll go up here and research this. In the meantime, because the analyzer will help me refine the drugs better. In the meantime, we're going to buy this. And we're going to make another one of our diabetes treatments. So let's see, which ingredient was that again? That's, yeah, the acidifolia, and we're going to reduce its concentration once. So we want to import the acidifolia. We want to reduce its concentration once. Doesn't really matter if the space is not super ideal on this one. And then we want a couple of pill printers. Okay. In fact, we might even want to do 3 of that. I think there's a pretty high demand for that. We'll see. Even though it's cheaper, the fact that it's a better pill means we're making more money for it. Yeah. Profit is not great, but it's a really cheap line to get up and running. It doesn't require any more, that much more.
A competitor has released a new product.
What did he release? Gout relief. All right. I think I'm going to buy this plot here. I like this better than this huge. That's for like a super complicated production line. So
Research complete.
I'm going to buy this plot. So research. Okay, we unlocked that. Let's go ahead and hire another scientist, getting a little bit low on money, and start researching that. And in the meantime, over here, we're going to, let's see, where's the input? Yeah, we're going to import over here. We're going to import more of this. We are going to dissolve it once. We're going to I think this will still work.
Invalid position.
Yeah. There we go. So now we got 3 lines of that. We're supplying 90 a month. I don't think we're saturating the market. Yeah, in fact, that drug is so effective, I think it's actually worth more. Company. Yeah, look at that. It's all the way up to B+. Control value plus 15%. Profit on that is huge. Okay, this is actually C+. 52 thyroid slowed, 15 blood pressures risen. So it's a B with a D. Okay, so this is actually a pretty good production line, it looks like. The value of that is pretty high. Yeah, we might want to do another production line of this. So I really like this decision that we've made to super invest heavily in that particular ingredient. If we want, let's see, we got 17,000 left. Maybe 5,000. This one we get an extra import square. We don't really need that right now. This production line, if we want to duplicate this, requires a lot of space, though. So the demand for this is down to 81%. Oh, we had 2 people that were permanently cured from our pill. So I don't know if we want to make any more of those, despite the fact that there's... it's going to drop the demand considerably lower. Let's see, the demand for this is down to 89%. It's a pretty profitable line, though. Yeah, let's all look at that. It's all the way up to an A.
New ingredient discovered.
All right, well, let's take a look at our new ingredients. That might help. Our new ingredient. Oh, we're kind of raking in the money here. Let's pause. Definitely want to set up another production line. The question is, am I going to do another of the cures hyperthyroidism, or are we going to use this? So, antihistamine. Oh, interesting. It's the 2nd of November. Oh, you know what? Yeah, look at this. I was looking at this, let's see, a couple months ago. September, October, November. It was up here, and now it's down here. So I got trapped into thinking that this was the most valuable one. But in actuality, the antidepressant might have been a better one to go look for. Or the soothes cough, even. Although, let's see. Alleviates insomnia. Looks like it's pretty lucrative. Let's take a closer look at this ingredient here. Seeing the cost of this, the cost went up. I wonder why. Okay, so right, this ingredient. So causes fatigue. So we could have an antihistamine that doesn't cause fatigue if we reduced this by a significant amount. Or Or we can upgrade it to alleviates insomnia, which is active in 12 to 17. And this is active 5 to 16. This cure is so valuable, it might be worth going all the way up. So what do we have to do in order to... Oh, well, we can remove this with an eglamont. Oh, interesting. So we can actually remove this side effect without having to deactivate it. Upgrade with... I just upgrade it with a dissolver when it's within 4 to 6. And this is active in 2 to 8. Oh, wow, that's really easy to upgrade. So you just dissolve it twice, it upgrades it, and then you can run it through an eglamonometer, which you're going to have to do anyway, or you're going to want to do anyway in order to get it up to the 12 to 17 range. Although we have cheaper dissolvers, so we probably want to use as many of those as possible. So it's probably, if we wanted to get rid of this just for the antihistamine, we're probably better off just reducing the concentration a bunch of times. But that's going to be really expensive space-wise. All right, I think I'm going to make this... I'm going to use this ingredient. So I'm going to leave my... Let's go back to production. This plot is going to be nice when we get our analyzer. We'll be able to just import stuff here and use the rest of this for actual production. So let's see. I'm not going to be able to afford to set up both of these production lines right now. So let's go ahead and buy this plot. And then I'm going to set up the big one first this time, I think. So we are going to, let's see. We got it, run it through, it's 4 to 6, and it starts at 9. Actually, that's higher than I thought. So we got to drop it 3 times. So we need to run it through 3 dissolvers. 8, 7, 6. Yeah, run it through 3 dissolvers, and then another dissolver. So we have to run it through 4 dissolvers. So we could use the more space-efficient ones, but the dissolvers are cheaper to operate. If we go to research, I think it shows us that. Yeah, so that costs us, the dissolver costs us 10, and the ionizer costs us 35. So, and has the same effect as 3 of these. So the dissolvers are cheaper to operate. I might want to upgrade the dissolvers when that's done before I research the analyzer. Maybe not. Alright, so I need to run this. Yeah, I have a lot of dissolvers. It probably would be worth it. Alright, let's see. So dissolvers look like that. Yeah, let's import this over here. So we're going to import our new ingredient. Then we are going to... we got to dissolve it 4 times. So that's actually pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once we've dissolved it 4 times, it's going to be all the way down to a concentration of 5. Then we want to run it through the anglometer, which is going to remove the side effect and increase the concentration by 3. So we can stick that here. Actually, you can actually stick it there. So that's going to bring its concentration up to 8. Then we need to get it up to 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So we need to run it through 4 evaporators. So we want to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it reduces strength of negative effects by 50%. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then we want to make a couple of pill printers. So we can't quite do it like that. So we'll do it like that. All right. All right. Let's let it run and see if it works. And we certainly used up most of our 25,000 that we had. This is kind of an expensive line. I wonder what the profit margin is going to be like. It's going to depend on how good this pill is. All right. So we're just going to see if this works, and then we'll probably end the episode here. Yep, so we've gotten rid of the negative effect, and we're working our way back up. Oh, and actually, I think I overestimated this. Maybe not. Evaporator. Nope. Nope.
Research
Exactly right.
complete.
All right. Let's go ahead and work on the analyzer and multi-mixer and shaker. We're going to need those for like level 3 stuff.
Product name required.
Let's pause. All right. Snore Pal. How about Snooze Max? Okay. All right, so that production line worked. Perfect. And that's where I'm going to end this episode. So thanks for watching, everybody. Since this is the first episode of a new series, if you enjoyed it, please consider liking the video. It helps me not only promote the channel, but it also helps me figure out, hey, maybe I should, if lots of people like the video, maybe I should do more like this in the future. So this is kind of a little bit of an unusual game for me, like I said. So if you liked it, be sure to like the video or leave a comment and let me know. Thanks a lot and for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Either way, I hope everybody out there has a terrific day.